Welcome, my dear people. Today I'm going to speak about important matters regarding the rune alphabets. Definitely, in today's modern world, the interest for the runes has increased exponentially. My research into the runes has spanned over 2 decades right now, and I'm fairly sure that I have a lot of stuff important to share. There are many amazing teachers out there also. I have been in touch with some of them, if not maybe the most important and stuff. The most important thing is all the rune rows have the same root in terms of mystery. They have differences in symbol, phonetics, some of the meanings, some of them are charged with historical, circumstantial uh, meanings. But to extract the real pure practice beyond the historical influences, one needs to work directly with the runes for a long time. And if you have a proper teacher, that long time becomes very short, way shorter than I had it. Okay. So let's go through some rune rows really fast without too much bubbling. So first and foremost, we have the 24 Elder Futhark runes, which are the most known and used. People do not know fully or to the maximum accuracy their names, and thus I keep myself a bit distant from them. Still, they are highly workable runes if you know what you're doing. Then we have the 33 runes row Northumbrian system, which is powerful in itself. Its names are more accurate than Elder Futhark. We have the younger Futhark, which indeed it's kind of powerful in itself because Edda was written in younger Futhark. Egil Skalla Grimsson definitely worked in the younger Futhark. A rune master doesn't know only one rune row. If we look at the manuscripts like the Huld or the Sorcerer's Creed of Skugi or many other things, okay, we have here a visitor. Hello, hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome back. So we have here um, a vast knowledge of symbolic nature that the rune master employs. For example, in the states, in the manuscripts, we even have barred runes, which look totally out of the box compared to what we know. Or the Palace of the Sun runes from Skugi, but other manuscripts also, because Skugi basically compiled many sources into one. Okay, so runes means mean mystery. Every rune in itself, it is an action of your will upon energy. What is a rune? A rune is the action of spirit through will upon energy in all frequencies. So the initiation into runes is actually an initiation into the power of the will and the application of the power of the will upon energy. So, for example, the Alduruna system of Johannes Bureus, which I have practiced a lot too, together with some of my students also. This Alduruna system pays a bit homage to large and powerful Abrahamic influences upon itself. You can call it the Gothic Kabbalah 100%. Bear in mind, I'm not sure that Johannes Bureus, if at all, knew about the Edda. He knew about it, but I don't think he had access to it. He had access to some folkloric resources around the villages and rune stones around there. So he took a lot of influences from the folkloric local traditions of his Swedish background. His system has a lot of value in terms that he really nailed some important initiations, considerations, relationship between runes. Still, he paid a lot of homage to actually the Christian side, let's say. We can say that the runes of Johannes Bureus, Alduruna runes, are Christian runes. Christian rune magic 100%, Christian esotericism also. This doesn't make him not good. Okay, this makes him with influences. For example, like Guido von Lees, for example, had some Volkish influences last century too. He was the father of them actually. Okay. Other less influenced by political or historical circumstances. For example, Perit Shrew, for which I have a great respect for. So, if anyone would say, name me an author with which I would start my journey into the runes, I would definitely recommend Perit Shrew. His journey with the Edda, the Key of Edda, which is translated by Stephen Flowers. The translation is very good. That would be a good start for you to have a meeting with the runes. Perichu, the key to the Edda. Okay, something like that was the title. And the ritual, one of the rituals that really make you meet the runes face to face, let's say in a certain way, would be the ninth night ritual, the ritual of 9 nights, which is actually made to uh, reconstruct, revisit at the interior individual level the journey of the runes of Odin, because also Odin stayed on the Yggdrasil tree for 9 long nights, which actually is not about 9 long nights. There is just a symbol of regeneration, of cyclicity. So the journey into the runes, it is a very not so easy journey because we have a lot of books on the market which cover divination, superficial approaches. Actually, the real approach towards the runes that I always was inclined to cultivate in my life was the alchemical ones. Alchemy, inner alchemy of the runes inside yourself. So, other powerful authors that have full curriculums to follow, Holy Rune Might of Kumar. Search that book, do the curriculum there, and you're good to go for a while. The Aldurna system is not so accessible, and even if you read the Aldurna Rediviva and the books of Johannes Bureus, which are not fully published and stuff, definitely you're not gonna have an easy journey. If nobody is there for you to decode, or you don't have yet the initiatic capacity to decode practices from authors which are more esoteric, that's a good start. Um, the Nine Doors to Midgard of, for example, Stephen Flowers, it's a full curriculum of runes involving the Elder Futhark. So there you go. It's not so tainted with political or religious influences, let's say. Okay. All in all, no matter through what door you enter the experience of the runes, Deeply down there in the fountain of knowledge of Mimir, you will meet the same mysteries. The door differs because you differ. You are your own door. You are your own door. So, learning to cleanse a bit your soul, to do some shadow work before the real work starts, is like paramount. Okay. So let's enumerate a few rune systems that have associated practices with them. First of all, we have Elder Futhark 24 runes. Most common, but also the most superficial approaches or not so developed from an alchemical point of view approaches are tied to that system, with some exceptions, let's say, of authors of Seidir, which is rune shamanism, who have done a great job in integrating shamanism with the 24 runes. Moving on. 33 Northumbrian Futhark, not so mainstream, but definitely a powerful choice. The Armanen rune system of Guido von List, it is an esoteric system which has powerful esoteric linguistics and which has definitely, um, if you read all his books and if you can manage to just close your eyes at the influences of the age a bit, um, it's an eye opener also as a practice. Uh, I would go, I would go at the Armanian runes through the door interpretation and practice of Spitsberger, because Spitsberger was not so politic or was purely interested in the practical aspects, which like me, okay, like the most of you who really want to practice, okay. We don't care about the historical events right now and stuff like this. We just want to practice and cultivate a high level of inner alchemy using the runes because this is our heritage from our ancestors. Okay, in a sense. Okay. Um, then the younger Futhark, it's also a very powerful choice, but you need some decoding tools. There are many attempts at decoding tools, and definitely I have done a lot of progress in decoding the Edda. Listen, in terms of decoding the Edda, I do not believe there is another rune master right now alive who has decoded the Edda to the extent I, in the practical sense, proven to the camera. Even it would be interesting to discuss this with more known authors and more known rune masters that are also powerful. Everyone has done their great job in decoding Edda at their own level and stuff like this. They have not gone public about this, that's for sure. You know, but the European people and folk, and not only them, but actually the entire world deserves to know better about the runes. I have had some really good students also from the Hindu world that have um, found a great appreciation and attraction for the practice of the runes. You know, and I have actually seen some Hindus approaching the runes with much respect too. You know, as we also approach the tantra with much respect and stuff like that. So, where to start the practice? Well, if you come to me and say, "Give me a practice," I'm gonna give you some practices. But even if you don't come to me and say this, definitely a good start is very true. Like the most one of the best starts possible that you can give yourself. For Johannes Bureus, you need the guidance of a person like me or others. Like there was the another highly initiated person, the author of the Utark Rune Row, the Dark Side of the Runes. Thomas something author. I don't know. He was the leader of, and he is the Dragon Rouge order. So besides me, there is also that guy, which is an old author. He knows what he's doing. Much respect for his works also. Definitely when a new person or a new individual approaches the system, we are bound to see things differently from different angles or find multiple depths that can aid each other in the knowledge of that subject. So I would say very sure the best start for the advanced and the beginner. Unfortunately, Liszt has not left a body of practices behind. Unfortunately, but his followers were not really his followers. Not even Kumar was a full follower of, and he actually Kumar created his own thing out of the Armanen system. So in the Armanian world, we actually don't have a single column of practice that we say it's from the master and we all follow it. No, everyone did their own thing. Okay, inclusively me. All right. Um, I have found some very clean practices and some very in-depth practices too that are more like for a more devoted type of practitioner, I would say. So the rune exercises involve the control of the breath. Galdor is actually a technique of incantation that when you utter the rune, it is in itself an act of creation. All that have anything to do with runes, they actually need to read the Eddas, the prose Edda, in good translations, guys. I think Dr. Crawford has the best translation on Edda available worldwide. Top best, thumbs down, the best translation ever. You may want to read the Edda in a bilingual, just to have the sense of what's going on. So Dr. Crawford with the Edda. If you're actually into the runes, you need to read the Edda. Period. Reading the Edda once doesn't mean anything. Reading the Edda 10 times doesn't mean anything. Reading the Edda 100 times means scratch. If you have the codes to read the Edda, you will not read the Edda as a book, but you would read the Edda as a manual of formulas. And with this, I've said too much. Okay. All right. So I don't want to play around here like the mystery guy, like the gatekeeper and stuff like this. That's not productive for the future generations. They need more knowledge, and definitely I'm here to provide that. There are many ways to enter the experience. That's what I meant here. So all in all, to give you a proper idea, start the practice today. If you are serious about the runes, if you are really curious about the experience, start the practice today. You have some options. Choose a rune master, stick with the practice, go ahead. See if it works for you. If not, move on. Choose another one. If it works for you, remain. Simple. Choose a book and a system and stick with it for a while and see how it goes. Test it out. But start today. Don't read like no tomorrow. Don't be the guy who is smart over the internet in comments with a lot of theory and a lot of showing off. No, man, do the practice now. After you close this video, do the practice. If you do not do the practice after you close this video, you're just curious and maybe you want to do it later at your own pace. I don't want to be too harsh, okay? But we have very true and he has a ton of curriculums. Curriculums means a set of exercises that you do for a certain amount of time to increase your knowledge on the runes and to increase your awareness, your inner power, your health, and your overall well-being. Okay, there are some rune asanas which they call rune stada. There are some odd crafts which is like rune pranayama of different levels, superficial level. Someone made it up, and the real stuff. You know, to reach the real stuff, you need to practice with some good start because basically I can give you some pointers like, start every day and meditate with the rune every day. That's nice, but it will not take you anywhere long term. But if you start with the proper initiatic start, like I gave you the example with the ritual of the 9 months, sorry, 9 nights of Perichu, which you find it's easy to find. Okay, that's a good start. I can even recommend it over the one of Kumar because Kumar is a bit with has some historical influences that maybe are not the greatest, like for the modern world and the tensions we face right now in the modern world. We don't need more of that for sure. Right now, we need more brotherhood and peace between nations. And us as real practitioners, we must be pillars of of spiritual nature that catalyze and stabilize this brotherhood feeling between people and nations. Pointing finger at other nations not good right now. Okay. But instead, having a hug all attitude like the Ryun Hagal. The Ryun Hagal, what does it mean, for guys? Okay. It means to embrace all. Okay, so if we enter into the practice and mystery of the Ryun Hagal, which is in some systems, the chieftain rune of all the runes, and it has in it all the runes, Hagal means love, embracing all, or all embracing, the all embracing power, hug all. You know, you have it there. All right. So if there is any interest for actual practice, do it now, read about it now, do the smallest research you can possibly do now, and do not postpone your spiritual growth. Prioritize. Okay. All right, guys. If you have any questions, but I don't believe you have, you can put them in comments. Um, Share, like, and subscribe. I'm gonna do more lives like this. I hope this was informative. I wanted to give some pointers and some directions of practical nature. I think I have done this okay. I don't want to give too much from the house in terms of what I do, actually, as a practice, as a runic practice. But those who have a keen eye or an intuition would definitely be more curious about what I do than the books I have uh, recommended. Okay. Enjoy your day, guys.